Hello there, thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Former Secretary to Edo State Government Osage Izeyamo has urged civil rights groups in the state to salvage the state from the present administration. The Edo-born politician and an aspirant in the 2016 governorship election says there was need for right activists to brace up and kick against the proposed move by Governor Adams Oshomole to borrow $76 million from the World Bank, while stating that Edo State was already third among indebted states in the Federation that is owing huge amount of money. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the defense authorities to design a plan for local production of weapons for armed forces in order to reduce the total reliance on imported arms. He described the present situation as unacceptable and added that Nigeria can no longer depend solely on other countries for major military equipment and logistics. The president, who spoke at the graduation ceremony of the National Defense College in Abuja, said local production of arms would only be complemented by very advanced foreign technologies.
Result-oriented leadership at all levels of military command. We must set up an optimal organization to manage and sustain operational performance. And we must show confidence and winning mentality. Let me reiterate here that the federal government under my leadership shall continue to provide the necessary support needed to meet operational, logistic training, and welfare requirements of the armed forces of Nigeria. In the immediate term, we shall do all within our powers to stabilize the situation and restore hope and normalcy.
It is gratifying to state that the college has made profound contributions to national security and development in this manner. As a member of the National Technical Monitoring and Evaluation Committee, the college participated in evaluating the implementation of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 on women, peace and security, amongst other accomplishments. The most active and perhaps sustained relationship was with the Office of National Security Advisor, ONSA for short. We collaborated with ONSA to co-host the conference that developed the existing national structures for strategic communications. Also, we partnered with ONSA to develop the strategic and operational templates for civil military relations in Nigeria.
President Muhammadu Buhari says the time has come for Nigerians to do more than pay mere lip service to agriculture, as crude oil and gas exports will no longer be sufficient as the country's major revenue earner. President Buhari made the declaration at an audience with Dr. Kanayo Nwaze, the Nigerian-born president of the International Fund for Agricultural Development, at the presidential villa. The president pledged that his administration will also cut short the long bureaucratic processes that Nigerian farmers had to go through to get any form of assistance from government. He told the IFAD president that improvement of the productivity of farmers, dry season farming, and creative ways to combat the shrinking of the lake chard will also receive attention of his administration. Dr. Nwaze congratulated President Buhari on his victory at the general elections and assured him that IFAD was ready to give all possible assistance to the federal government and Nigerian farmers to boost agricultural production in the country. The Presidential Amnesty Office has commenced payment of outstanding stipends and allowances of ex-militants and beneficiaries of the amnesty program. Spokesman for the Amnesty Office, Daniel Alabra, who confirmed the development, said the payment follows President Muhammadu Buhari's approval. He pointed out in a statement that the payment of 65,000 naira per beneficiary is for the month of May, while those for June and July will be paid as soon as the Committee on Verification of Claims concludes the exercise. The current coordinator and special advisor to the president on Niger Delta, Paul Borough, had an assuming office set up a 7-man committee to verify claims by the ex-militant. The army authorities have paraded 2 suspected cyber fraudsters who claim to be military recruiters online. The suspects who were picked up in Epoma, Edo State, are Felix Ogaga and Augustino Sakwolo. Army spokesman Colonel Sonny Usman disclosed that before their arrest, the suspects had made 43,000 naira, 500 naira by selling fake funds through the internet.
Sometime in May this year, the two suspects opened a Facebook account in the name of a senior military officer. And the picture of the senior officer that was used was the one that he was addressing troops as a profile picture for the Facebook account. And let me digress a little. That is why the Nigerian Army has come out with a social media policy in which officers and soldiers are not supposed to use any of their photograph in military uniform as a profile photograph. Or in fact, they should not allow it on their Facebook account.
I don't want to feel myself. I'm very focused
Who gave you the idea to do this?
So how do you feel now? Are you happy?
Back to our earlier report, former secretaries to the state government in Edo State, Osage Izeyamo, has urged civil rights groups in the state to salvage the situation from the present administration. The Edo State band politician and an aspirant in the 2016 governorship election says there was need for right activists to brace up and kick against the proposed move by Governor Adams Oshomole to borrow $76 million from the World Bank, while stating that Edo State was already among the highly indebted states in the country.
We found out that Genesis purely on communication gap. My office will be made open to you 24 hours basis. And if there's any need for us to play any ambiguity, please be free.
The future of our state must not be mortgaged. And in any event, when money is being borrowed, our people deserve to know what is this money being used for. The ones you borrowed before, what was it used for? How much have you paid and how much is balancing? The new one you want to borrow, what are you going to use it for? These are questions that the two people must be giving answers to.
The National Orientation Agency and the National Universities Commission are working on introducing patriotism studies as a degree program in Nigerian universities. Already extensive talks are underway between the management of the two government agencies. NOA Director General Michael Mary gave this indication shortly after a visit to the NUC headquarters in Abuja. He added that the course will also be available as a certificate course. Omeri was quoted in a statement issued by the agency as saying that the NOA is also taking its value reorientation campaign, Do the Right Thing, to secondary and primary schools. We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly. Talk to her husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will strong for Yoruba land, will be strong man, we don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
You can get all of our top stories on any of our social media platforms. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Our Twitter handles at CoreTV News NG. You can also reach us via YouTube at youtube.com/CoreTV, level space and news. More governorship aspirants in Kogi State on Friday turned up at the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress to pick up nomination forms. The election is slated for November 21, but no fewer than 20 aspirants have already shown interest in running on the APC's platform. Two of them, Idris Hussein Kashim and Sanusi Abubakar, are convinced that they can introduce positive change in the state, in line with what is at the national level. They lamented that since the creation of Kogi State in August 1991, it has remained stagnant in terms of development due to poor leadership qualities of all the past administrators. In Ado-Ekiti, the ideological warfare between the Ekiti State PDP-led government and the All Progressives Congress got nearly to a physical fisticuff. Drama ensued when Femi Bamishile, an APC stalwart, accused the state governor Ayodele Fayose of shutting down a petrol station which he had earlier scheduled to distribute free PMS for Okada riders in Ado-Ekiti. Rashid has details in this report.
Call it politics, you may be right, and you may not be far from the truth if you prefer social gesture. The move by a former Ekiti House Speaker and an APC chieftain, Femi Bamishile, to distribute petrol to commercial motorcyclists appear to have hit the rock. The pump station where the free distribution was to take place was locked down. Reacting to this development, Femi Bamishile, who appeared unhappy with the situation, accused the state governor, Ayodele Fayose, of shutting down the station.
The kind of brutish way of leadership that we have in the state, it is from the state government that has been instructed. A text message was sent on my phone instructing that this gas station be shut down.
The inability of the motorcyclists to get fuel at the petrol station situated at Ijibo spawned a mild protest from the riders cutting across major streets of Ado-Ekiti as they go in search of fuel stations willing to queue into the plan of Bamishile. On her part, the state government denies shutting the pump station for any reason.
Our government, when we are having in Ekiti today, they are not doing anything for us. They are deceiving us.
Ekiti State government has not closed down any filling petrol station in Ekiti State today. Ekiti State government did not do that. If anybody is saying that, that person is saying that, he's saying it to cover up his own inadequacies.
While this milieu lasted, Femi Bamishile vows to continue with the exercise.
We will still take these good people to another petrol station to make sure they get fuel today. And this process that has started today, the 6th of, I think the 6th or 7th of August, would continue up until God knows when.
With the commercial motorcyclists finally getting the free distribution of PMS, the political terrain in Ekiti State may continue to get more dramatic in the coming days. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
Emergency workers in Kaduna State have confirmed the death of at least 2 persons in a flooding incident that ravaged communities in Kachia local government. The State Emergency Management Agency also disclosed that several homes and farmlands were affected. The Executive Secretary of the agency, Ezekiel Babakarik, who has since visited the scene, blamed the incident on poor building plan. Amina Nebi has more in this report presented from our studios.
This is the aftermath of recent heavy rainfall in some parts of Kaduna State. Several communities were affected and at least 2 persons have been confirmed dead by emergency workers.
I will just want to use this medium to call on the citizen. A lot of people went and blocked the waterways, built along the banks side, the river banks, and other things. The blockage of the drainages and whatever are some of the causes of all these floods. And we want to call on the entire people of Kaduna State to be very mindful on how they go by putting structures, and that will go a long way to reduce that to the barest minimum. And that is my passionate appeal to the citizens of Kaduna State.
Affected residents of the area are looking forward to government coming to the raid. They are also looking forward to a lasting solution to a problem they say had been with them for several years.
Today, being week Friday now, we cannot even get access to go into our office. And we have a lot of new cadets which we want to talk to them, orientate them before sending them to the national headquarters for training, 4 weeks training. And there's no way we can get into the office, which it have set us back.
But we have an office there, we cannot enter our office.
see us outside because of the water. Since Wednesday now. And our call to the government is for them to come and help us in this area so that water will not pack, especially those people that they are living there.
Sincerely, my appeal to the government for now, this thing is terrible because when you look at the houses over there, most of them now, they are like semi-refugees anywhere they are. And we believe in his capacity, the way he's going about his government in Kaduna State. People are happy with him, and we think His Excellency Governor El-Rufai has the capacity to bring change.
In fact, we are sleeping with one eye open and one eye closed. The water is threatening, as you can see. People cannot go out. We can't go out. We can't come in. It's indoor things. And then we pray that it will not be worse. Because I remember vividly, we were there before yesterday. We were under this tree. Yesterday, we are on top of the fence. Now we cannot even approach the fence. That means it's coming out.
The two major local governments affected by the incident are Kaduna South and Kaduna North, and there are already suggestions that the authorities reactivate local emergency management committees for quicker response to emergency situations.
Nasarawa State Governor Tanko Amakura has described the recent flooding incidents in some parts of the state as a fallout of improper conduct by some members of the public. He noted that the drainage channels have been turned into refuse dumps in the affected area, but pledged to do something about it. Amakura spoke to State House correspondents after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja.
I want to limit myself on the issue of Maraba, particularly where the flood this year appears to have gone a little more than what happened last year, with particular reference to certain areas. I'm talking about Kabai. The people in Kabai Lane are really complaining about the flood and how water has caused so much disruption in their activities. But that is understandable because when there was a request that the road was impassable, was unmotorable because of the neglect of the past, I took upon myself to award contract to ensure that people living at that axis benefit from good roads. I've given a contract of over 800 million to have a road that will connect them with the main artery so that it will reduce the problem of traffic. But unfortunately, while the work was going on, the rains have arrived. And there was nothing we could do. It's force majeure. We can't stop the rains from coming because we have projects. So the people have to be a little more patient until the rains subside, and they will have a brand new road that they will be proud to use.
The federal government wants employers of labor in the country to allow working mothers flexible hours to enable them breastfeed their children. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Linus Awute, represented by a director in the ministry, Chime Thompson, made the call at an occasion marking the end of 2015 World Breastfeeding Week commemoration in Abuja. Basilo Kafo has details in this report.
These nursing mothers are here as part of activities marking the end of this year's World Breastfeeding Week. They are being sensitized on the benefits of exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months of their children's life. Drama presentation was used to educate participants on the negative impact of using alternatives to breastfeeding. The organizers say children who are given exclusive breastfeeding live a healthy life.
Mother, if you want to use infant formula, there are a lot of disadvantages. The mother, it will take her enough money because maybe if you want to give the child only, if you don't want to breastfeed, it will take you up to 20 cans of milk for a month. And then for the first 6 months, if you don't want to breastfeed, it will take a mother to give 160 cans. And in one of the comments, they told us that infant milk formula now is costing 2,500. And when you calculate it, it's 400,000 naira. Imagine spending that only for a baby. What of other resources that are needed to settle in the family?
It improves their nutrition. It improves the children's ability to fight infections, which is very, very important. And it makes the children to be healthy, to be well, to grow well, and to have a very good start in life.
So for these nursing mothers, it is an opportunity to share experiences on exclusive breastfeeding.
The reason why I'm doing this exclusive breastfeeding, when I was pregnant,
For my first child, I was taught to do exclusive breastfeeding, and I followed the method that I was asked to do. And when I did it, I will tell you that I'm very, very happy, because even for once, I've not taken my baby to hospital that is sick, except his immunization, and he's 4 years old now.
Some are ignorant, because most of the time you hear them say, I'm feeding my baby with breast milk, but he must drink water because I too drink water. But we know that breast milk is more than 80% water. So if you are giving breast milk, there is no need for extra water.
A mother living with HIV and AIDS, Luciania, also has a piece of advice for other nursing women. She says her HIV status has not stopped her from breastfeeding her children, even after testing positive over 12 years ago.
People are not aware of their status, and then knowing your status during pregnancy becomes a very big challenge. So for us, we're encouraging every woman to know their HIV status even before becoming pregnant. In my first pregnancy, it wasn't easy for me to cope with it because of lack of awareness. I was not well informed. So I went through trauma or waiting for 18 months to know my child's status. But now the system has improved. Once you give birth to your child, within 7 days, within 2 weeks, you can be able to know your child's HIV status, if it's negative or positive. And for us, those that cannot afford the BMS, which is breast milk substitute, we advise those HIV positive women to be on their drugs, which is antiretroviral drugs. If a woman that is positive is taking her drugs and the child is also taking he or her drug at that particular time, the child stand the chances of having we stand the chance of having HIV negative children. But when a situation where the CD4 count is very low, viral load is very low, the chance of infecting the child is very high.
World Breastfeeding Week is celebrated every year from August 1 to 7.
We'll take a break now, and I'll be back with stories outside Nigeria and sport.
Der Torschütze zum zwischenzeitlichen 1:1. Emenike schickt Musa, da ist Ahmed Musa! Und da ist der Ausgleich!
It's a beautiful Saturday evening in the city of Lagos.
Off the turn, Phelps had it, but then Matsui kept going.
Finals. 5 to shoot. Leonard does.
Sports is concerned, and of course, making a difference for all of us here from all our production crew. Thanks for one pleasure.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Thanks for joining us again. Outside Nigeria, a jury in the United States of Colorado has spared gunman James Holmes the death penalty for killing 12 people at a screening of a Batman film in 2012. He will now serve life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The defense team had argued that the former neuroscience graduate student, now 27, was insane at the time. The jury agreed with prosecutors that Holmes, though mentally ill, was responsible for his actions, but was not unanimous on the death penalty. That lack of agreement meant the jury accepted he would receive an automatic life sentence without parole. The decision of the jury, a panel of 9 women and 3 men, was reviewed by Judge Kalasamo in a courtroom in the city of Centennial on Friday. During his 3-month trial, Holmes declined to testify in his own defense or to make a statement expressing his remorse. The sentence is expected to be imposed formally at a later hearing. A Palestinian man whose child was killed in an arson attack blamed on Jewish settlers has died of his injuries. Saad Bawabshah, 32, died in an Israeli hospital where he was being treated for second-degree burns to most of his body. His son Ali, 18 months, died in the attack in the village of Duma in the occupied West Bank on the 31st of July. His mother and his 4-year-old brother remain in critical condition. Relatives said the funeral would take place today. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called the attack an act of terrorism and has vowed to apprehend the arsonists. Palestinian officials, however, said they held Israel fully responsible. And now to updates from the world of sport. The 2015-2016 English Premiership season has started with Manchester United beating Tottenham Hotspur 1-0 in a tight and cagey affair at Old Trafford. The match, which was decided by Kyle Walker's own goal in the second minute of the match while trying to stop Wayne Rooney from putting United ahead, became cagey afterwards, but the visitors came close to restoring parity late in the game, but for some outstanding saves from United's new keeper Sergio Romero.
Не рискует Мемфис Депай переводить мяч на Уэйна Руни сразу через Эшли Янга, а дальше налетает на своего соперника Уокер, но не для того, чтобы мяч отобрать, а для того, чтобы забить свои ворота. 1-0.
A fantastic miss, or a fantastic goal. Chelsea begin the beat now to win back-to-back titles for the fourth time since 2006 as the new Premier League season gets underway. The Blues will have to fend off challenges from Manchester City, Arsenal, Manchester United and Liverpool, who have all strengthened over the summer. Coach Jose Mourinho, who signed a new 4-year contract on Friday, expects the coming campaign to be one of the most competitive yet. Chelsea led from start to finish to win last season's Premier League title by 8 points in the second year of Mourinho's second spell in charge at the club. Now, there is time yet in the transfer window, but so far Mourinho has resisted the urge to significantly improve his squad, with former Manchester United learner Radamel Falcao and goalkeeper Asmir Begovic the highest-profile additions. This is set to be the most watched season in Premier League history, with matches broadcast in 212 territories and a global television audience of close to 4.7 billion. To golf now, or perhaps tennis, the Lawn Tennis Association has failed to persuade Florence and the Machine to change the date of their show at the Manchester Arena so the venue could host Britain's Davis Cup semi-final. Glasgow's Emirates Arena is now expected to stage Team GB's meeting with Australia from 18 to 20 September. The LTA also looked into holding the tie at the Hydro in Glasgow, but found the roof would not be high enough. The LTA's chief executive, Michael Downey, has said several conversations with Florence agents, but was told her gig at Manchester Arena, which has a capacity of over 20,000 on the Friday of Britain's Davis Cup semi-final, must go ahead as planned. The LTA has been granted an extra 5 days to nominate a venue for the tie, with Glasgow now expected to be confirmed before next Wednesday's deadline. The Emirates staged Britain's first-round victory over the United States, and a plan is in place now to expand the capacity of the arena to 9,000 in time for the semi-final. Jim Furyk starved into a 4-shot lead in the second round of the WGC Bridgestone Invitational in Ohio. The American hit a second straight 66 to go 8 under par, 4 shots clear of compatriots Bubba Watson and Dustin Johnson, and Ireland's Shane Lowry. Northern Ireland's Grimmy McDowell, who matched Furyk on day 1, is 1 shot further back after carding a 7-1, level with McDowell on 3, under his first-round leader Danny Lee. That's after the New Zealand could only manage a 72 points. Now, McDowell enjoyed a strong first round, having carded 5 birdies for a 4 on the 66, but fell behind on Friday. That wraps it on the news at 4. Join us again at the top of the hour for more. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Thank you for watching.